A.C.B.A.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog, nice, coming at you with a quick update. So first and foremost, once again, just a friendly reminder that the ACBA Cutouts Locations and Communications sets are ready to ship. They will begin shipping next week. They are all packaged and ready to go. Totally back in our groove with the custom envelopes, new folding cards. Feeling really good about this set. Really excited for things to come. Like I mentioned on the last update, as soon as all of these sets have shipped, there will be a brand new ACBA Cutouts House of X set up for pre-order. Actually, not pre-order, it'll be up for order because those are ready to ship as well. And then at the end of this month or at the very beginning of April, there will be a new ACBA flight stands drop. You will have plenty of time or plenty of notice in advance. I will give a heads up here on my channel, and there'll also be a heads up on the ACBA Instagram. You should definitely follow us on Instagram if you haven't been doing so already. But yeah, we're getting back into the groove of things. Also sending out another huge shout out to my man Lito Wep for hooking me up with my latest diorama. Looking to really expand now and maybe mesh a couple of different things together. I've got some ideas of utilizing dioramas from a couple different builders. You know, I do that a lot, but I did take a few more vanilla shots here. I had the start of a sort of like MCU Illuminati. Honestly, didn't feel like digging out my bin that has all my Marvel Legends MCU figures, so these were the ones I could get to the easiest. But yeah, I got Black Panther, some version of one of the Iron Man armors. I don't know if that's Spark 42 or something. I don't know what that is. And then sort of like Fox, Professor X. I actually probably should have changed him to the version of Professor X that came in the Logan and Professor X 2-pack from the Logan trilogy movies, you know, Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart. But yeah, I shot them, and then I put up a little variant utilizing the Okoye Builder figure and the Shuri figure. And man, this diorama just photographs so nicely, man. I mean, you see everything here is just pretty much vanilla, but I do like the cleanliness of it all. I do think everything is coming out pretty clean. And then finally, after quite a while, I went ahead and opened my Medicom Mafex brown suit Wolverine. You know, sometimes I get stuff, and when I get it first, I'll capitalize and I'll put up a review. But sometimes, you know, I keep stuff on ice for a long time. When I'm feeling like I just want to treat myself, then I'll open something. You know, I have things that I still haven't opened that I've had for months and months, and then one day I'll just open them. Case in point, my birthday's in a couple of days, so I will sit down and do what I do every year on my birthday and definitely get some displaying done. And I'll definitely open some things that I haven't opened yet. But yeah, brown suit Wolverine, definitely an improvement on the Tiger Stripe version. I really don't like that figure. I hated the claws. I didn't really like the color scheme that they chose. The one thing I did really like about that was the unmasked head sculpt, and you'll see that here momentarily. But it's a pretty bare bones release. He had an unmasked head, sort of like a screaming kind of variant. He had the cowl, the clawed hands, couple of fists, couple of hands that were open and kind of grippy, and then sort of like a smirking face with him with the mask on. Now, overall, the figure looks very clean. He looks really nice. I definitely prefer the brown and yellow over whatever they did the last time with that oddly colored blue and the yellow, brown and mustard, I guess. But I did have some QC issues out of the package. I had a couple of little scrapes and scuffs on the lower right-hand corner of his neck. I don't even really like the way the head kind of sits on the neck. I think it looks a little odd. Might have to kind of half it on that joint to give it a little more altitude so it looks a little more natural. But I also don't like the wrist pegs on Mafex figures. I wish the hands sat a little more flush with the wrist. Now, I didn't experience any issues with the arms like I experienced on the Tiger Stripe version where the bicep was kind of coming apart and kept popping out the socket. I didn't experience anything like that. I am a little concerned about that upper torso joint because I have seen quite a few collectors have a break in that particular spot. So I didn't really pose this guy up too crazy. You see it's just a vanilla pose here, but man, he looks very clean. And like I said, you can use the unmasked head that came with the Tiger Stripe version on this version, which has the blue highlights. You know, it's kind of that Jim Lee sort of old school style, and I love the way that looks here. But listen, man, when I spend $100 for a figure, I don't want any issues, man. I don't want to be cautiously optimistic about it or, you know, walking on eggshells when I'm trying to that pose it, and that's how I feel a lot of times with a lot of Mafex figures. Again, they photograph beautifully, they look great. I'm sure this guy's gonna look great alongside the other X-Men figures that we have so far, especially Gambit, but honestly, it's not knocking my socks off like it should be at the $100 price range. And one final variant before I get up out of here, just a friendly reminder, ACBA Cutouts Locations and Communications begin shipping next week. However, there still are about 15 sets remaining, so if you haven't pre-ordered this, you can order it now. This is a limited set. We're not going to make more after this, but just a quick preview. This is one of the cutouts that's in the set, one of the communications cutouts. Again, these can double as radio communications or telepathic communications. I'm utilizing it here as a radio communication, and it's a pretty robust set. The sets will vary, some cool surprises in there, and yeah, stay tuned for more from me. Thank you for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there, and until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding, I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week, I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year.